How's it going, everybody? Adam here. Welcome back to Pokemon Freedom. Today's episode again is a little bit more of a recap than getting stuff done episode. But if I jump in, I'm using a controller this time. Makes things a little easier. Let's turn those off. So, the things I said I wanted to get worked on last week was our bit more work on our tech system, which I have done. I have also fixed our angling of the ground, or normalification, which I did it early in the week. I'm pretty sure I was making it way more complicated than it needed to be, so this one worked fine regardless. We quickly run up here. If you obviously didn't see from down there, up here also now works. So now we actually face the correct way. It is awesome. So I'm happy about that. Yeah, I'll fall down here. And if we go talk to Mr. Copycat here, I've also changed the talk button to not be the jump button, which is fantastic. So we can still move the camera, which is fine. But I don't mind not being able to do that. I mean, that's good set and structure me. That's fine. Moving the camera's fine. Here we go. Got our coloured words going in here. And as you're about to see, we now have question options, which could be probably better suited if that was over a little bit more, but that could be fine. In space over here, I'd like to eventually put maybe a picture, possibly. Who knows? We might even need to do that. But getting this colouring thing to happen is a pain. The way I ended up having to do it, that's not the right one. This is going to text, is setting each letter individually wrapped by a color code. But if you were to scroll into here, this is what I fixed before starting today. You came in here, pushed the button, the skip button, before this had finished going out. Somehow this is to do with balls not being set properly, or being reset, I should say. All the white would be this color, and that would be white, which was really annoying at the time. Anyway, so we have our little options. Click back in here. Oh, I answered it with a left click. Now, because we're not jumping anymore, that made me realize that we can't talk whilst in. So I think I hit yes. No, I think I hit wait, because that's what I had on. So hit yes. Okay, let's go. But yeah, so I've just got that. It's different options or settings. But if we start talking to him, I'll show you this time. Not get distracted. We'll hit no. Oh, this is I am hitting A, or mouse clicking. You can't talk to him again until you leave this little circle area and come back. So I didn't realize that was a thing. Oh, you can actually skip the. Oh, that's not good. I haven't. Ooh, there's a problem. To wait for that to go. That's not good because it's not set up. Then maybe the other one. We'll go to the code. Anyway, wait. Okay. Anyway, so that's that. And unfortunately, I didn't get the other thing that I wanted to work on, was having these guys independent and have the player as a separate object. I tried quickly doing that before I started, but that's going to take time, so I won't be doing that today. This time and today. Magic words. Anyway, so jumping into the text box manager, trying to remember what before we had. So we had the text scroll before, and originally there was a line. I don't know how far back I had. No, let's not do that. But basically, just had text of this text equals line of text, and with my little jump in here system I've got going here with how to set up the colors, that doesn't work. So what I had to do was just create another loop here. So when you would cancel, say cancel true, so that it would stop this one from running. and then just call a normal function to write the rest of it out. And yeah, these were the two little key things I need to change. I saw this one at first, I was like, yeah, cool, I'm all good, fine. And then this one made things break worse. So yeah, this not having either of these stopped here meant that the colors got swapped. If timing was wrong. And then this one just made it not work entirely. All the letters would be surrounded by the opening and closings, but there'd be nothing in between them. So instead you'd have here, like colored olive, instead of having like say H and then the closing there, it would be closing and then H. So not particularly helpful. But anyway, I should have checked what you guys actually saw last time. This is all the color stuff, so you didn't have that. So we've just got checking for, this is for questions. So I'll get into how all this stuff works in a second. Again, if I didn't do it last time. Then if our colors text is to none, so this is for the first one that it encounters. So that would be this one. And the second one just has a closing and shuts it all off sort of thing. So that's that. Otherwise you go down here into this one, and then just depending on whether the letter is one of the closing characters or if it's just normal text in between, just continuing getting the color in there. Because at first I was trying to go put this, add the color, and then close off, and then do multiple weird ways. So instead of going, open, thing, close, this is not working. But so do that and having one letter, well, having all the letters in here, I worked out it had to be done the way I've got it, which is each letter being surrounded by the tags. But anyway, that's that. And then that's the same reloading. This is to do with our little questions. So before I go to that, go into how our things work. So names are with the @ symbol, surrounded by them. Places with the hashes. Items will have is that. Stars will be for interest, points of interest, I suppose. And questions are they end. This is the only line that needs that. I'm just using this instead of commas in case I want to put a comma in the thing for whatever reason. So if you end with a percentage sign, like we have for that one, what that does is, so they come here, it'll get the character, or won't do it on this line. It'll do it on this one, this line. Come in, it'll turn the question true has on. Oh, that's up here. And what that does, I think that I'm confused on my own code now. Oh, it can be at the end of the line. What am I talking about? Losing my mind. Because it checks the character afterwards. That's right. Losing. Does it? No, it doesn't. I'm sorry. I'm confusing people and I'm confusing myself. But anyway, yeah. So it'll find it. It'll find the thing. Come down here. It works. But what it does is up here, if you have as a question, it'll make it so this is not working. I could have just turned is active off, I suppose, but I wanted that for something else. Anyway, add a line, give our quest manager the next line, which is this one. So this is our responses that we can choose. And the line after that is where these responses will take us. So continuing back down here, answers are with the ampersand, or they were with the ampersands. And then this equal will be a number. So say if I put back here, so I went equal, if we go 2 again, this would mean our current line would get set back up to here. And doing that, I probably need to add one for the end of line, because at the moment what these do is, when they're returned from the quest manager, which was down the bottom here, I just have the end line basically set to that line as well. So that's that. Hopefully that makes sense. And I've changed so the beginning of the file can have a number, and I'll choose what line we go to. So for instance, this one, I could change it at a line here. I won't do it now because I haven't done the whole file read change thing. I would have to do this properly. I'd have to change the file itself, but I'd also have to change the script reference in here. It's down the bottom, down here when all the lines get added in. Probably, I think. Lose my mind. I think you just give the text, don't you? Yes. Okay, I just have to change here then, because it gets reread every time. All good, fine. That's not a problem. Okay. Still not gonna get into that because I tend to get it wrong a lot of the time. Like reading files and stuff, I'll forget one itty bitty detail. But yeah, say if this one. So, okay, I guess I'll go ahead then. Could add a line down here saying, I thought you, didn't. Of course, I'm writing this in mono-develop, so that gets called twice most of the time. Didn't want to go with me. I don't know. Something like that, and you could set it to that line. I probably should also add like an end of line here too, separated by a comma or something. Or the first line would be start line, second line would be end line. Anyway, that's getting into stuff for me to do later, touching up stuff. This is already being a bit longer than I anticipated, but that's semi-fine. So with that, we go into our question manager. So this has a reference to the text box manager, and we just need a number of answers, a string to hold, a string array for our responses, and two text arrays for our response object and selected object, which is, for a second there I thought you'd be able to see both sides of my screen. That would be a problem if you could. If we just zoom out, zoom way out. Keep going. This thing here is comprised of text boxes. That's where the text selection goes. That was on the right hand side, and then this side's just our arrows. I've got it set for a max of 4 values at the moment, or responses. That's probably as far as it'll go as well. Just go back down. Should have done that in the first place. Anyway. Back we go, and then just more references, standard booms. The next line is getting, that's what those are. Well, that's where they go. Anyway, getting your references at the start, setting up objects, it's all the references pretty much, and then turning the window question itself off. And then in update, if we're not waiting for a response, I'm just gonna get out. Then need that input, and that is taking control of that, so changing our selected height or current selection, and then pushing the moment fire 1, which is A and left mouse button, or A on a controller, sorry, and then it just sets the next line, turns the window off so we can't see it anymore. And then set that back to false. Otherwise, set like a little delay down. Otherwise, you can't choose the middle option. So we need to set a delay in there, relatively small one. And set all selected objects text to null. Then the one that we actually are using, we currently have selected with the arrow on. It's going to have it flashing, but having it flash wouldn't be too hard either. But that's just simpler. Looks nice as it is, in my opinion. And then for setting our answers, we just get a reference of the current line again. So that one would be this line. And divide that up. Oh, I thought I was going to drag that away. Set that in, get the length, and then setting out box size. I've just got that as manual. Turns out that having 4 different values, go back. So if I just select all these, and just put something in them. Oh, nope, this one. I had yes in there before. Apparently caps lock is on. That's not evenly spaced between those as you think it would be, which I found odd. But anyway. So that's why it's 55, 78, and then 100. I don't know why, it's just what the gaps are. And for now, the width will stay at that size. That's basically the system. Pretty much of that. If that made any sense to anyone, I applaud you. I don't do this. Shouldn't do this. The explaining of things anyway. So that's that. Oh, then wherever it is. The calculating where our rotation is that. I don't remember what it was when you guys last saw it, but it's that. I think I had setting my transform dot forward as well, something like that. Yeah, I had something else. I spent a good couple of hours, I think, on this, like looking stuff up online as well. Yeah, people have lots of different ways of doing this, and it just wasn't working. I had one that almost worked, and then I think getting close to the edges, and it just bugged out. But yeah, this is pretty much what I had to start off with anyway. I don't think I had this on there though, or I could have. I don't remember. But yeah, talked about adding the ground layer last time. So yeah, that's pretty much everything. Next thing, we still want to work on getting the independence for the player working. Which brings me to, I think I've hit the point now where, not so much in this one, but especially in not either of them. I keep forgetting the jump button's not A anymore. It's now Y. That these projects are getting to the point where it's kind of hard to get decent progress done on them. Okay, I thought I was going to continue walking in a circle, despite me pushing straight down. So I might be changing these out so they only come out once a fortnight. That'll be my Saturdays. This one normally goes up on a Sunday for me. So day before these ones, but only every 2 weeks. So they'll either give me time to properly dedicate the proper time to both projects, or I suppose giving me time to work on both of them. Either both by having one a week, or I can still work on both a week depending on what I need. But this also gives me that freedom of being able to get more stuff done. It is the general reason for that. Now, I didn't say that in the other series, because it's still going to go up next week. This one's going to have the delay first, so yeah, apologies for that. But in the meantime, I will now be hopefully updating the Poke Community website, page, forum thing more frequently, considering I haven't updated it once yet. And that was due to because for a while there I couldn't even get onto the site because my computer was saying it had malware problems. Good times. So yeah, that's pretty much that. Next, I suppose the main system I need, well, again, it's kind of the same as last week. You need to get the independence of NPC and player distinguished. Which I'm pretty sure is going to be fairly complicated, just from the player's point of view, perspective. gonna be, well, I tried because I tried it before, it didn't work. But then I need to try and work out how to get the text system to actually interact with variables and whatnot, and I don't know how I'm gonna do that. This system would work best once I get a bit more of a handle on serializable objects. I think that's right. But yeah, it's just a little. I haven't You should have an idea of how to do things, and this one is just like, nope, I've got nothing. So that's that. Anyway, guys, hope you guys found this. Jeez, I say guys a lot. Hope you found this interesting and helpful at all. If I went over something too quickly or something didn't make sense, let me know in the comments. I can try to re-explain it better, either there in the comments or next time. And we'll see you in 2 weeks, hopefully, if not elsewhere. Anyway, see you guys next time. But until then, bye.